It is an ancient mariner, and he stoppeth one of three. By thy black beard and quizzical eye, now why hast thou stopped me? The blue anchor's doors are opened wide, and I am wont to cross in. 2 pints of middle to hear the crack, to make a merry din. He stops me with a hairy hand. There was a sail, quoth he. I have a tale, and with a jug I'm sure to share with thee. Time holds with both its hands. I stood in truth at ease, and bade ark to the grisly tale, with a jug of spingo, please. We chose the blackened hearth to sit, 2 frothy ales at ready, and thus spake on the ancient tongue, his drink hand keeping steady. 'Twas a dark and stormy night, of course it was, quoth he, for a mariner's fable such as this requires a stormy sea. Old Falmouth town bid farewell, its ladies ever sorrow, at the leaving of the old sea dog in the shadow of the morrow. For truth it was that maidens fair, for him their love heart flickers. For oftentime he found safe port in the harbour of their knickers. Of maidens there were not few, nor maidens' virtues spared. A song he'd sing in reverie to each, a love he'd long declared. Madam, I'll oft be away to sea-born fortune hunt. Upon return I'll seek you out, you've such a pretty. The sail was cheered, the harbour cleared, beyond the lighthouse top, beneath the sky and white-topped clouds, ne'er fair-bound breezes stop. The sun came up upon the left, out of the sea came he, and he shone bright, and on the right went down into the sea. Upon the prow the dolphins splashed, the sea turned black with fish, mackerel shimmered in the light, but better in the dish. Bigger ships and smaller minds sail upon the ocean wave, delivering the fruit of global graft, the wealth of men to save. Landlocked folk and seaborne ship upon the ocean sit, yet daily and without a thought, it's where we dump our shit. These thoughts were never all that far, as noise in head would hum, but recompense comes in all shapes, as baccy, maids, and rum. South and west the going good, the mast saw many noons, and in the blackest starlit nights the mast saw many moons. The wind was fair, the sea was good, for cares I had not a jot. Yet upon the flying jib on high a shadow cast a blot. My crew was of one other man, of ego bigger than the sea. Of all the rules of sailing fair, he thought, they don't apply to me. We passed as oars, and I avowed, in suffering I'm sure of that. And at the first safe anchor's port, I'll rid me of that twat. Sailing single, all alone, is heaven, I'll not quibble. I'd rather have my anus poked than listen to his drivel. Just then a pretty Helston maid into the bar did tread, and spake with voice so fair, the mariner's heart stopped dead. Go on, says I, go on, good sir, to tell your tale so bold? Aye, quoth he, his eyes aflame with memories of conquests old. Then misty-eyed, his compass points now forever south, where once the magnets quivered at a pretty red-lipped mouth. Oh aye, we sailed at dawn, we sailed at noon and night. No islands did we see, no monsters give us fright. Forsooth on trade winds blew, a shape appeared to follow our every tack, our every jibe. Saith he, it's not a fucking swallow. 'Tis a bloody shite ought, man, 'tis hungry, tired and scary. Keep those pasties down below, of him we'll both be wary. Yet sorrow in my heart I felt, for the bird's long lonely passage. I coaxed it down, and without a frown, I fed it rum and sausage. In mist or cloud, on mast or shroud, the shite oak it did follow, and every day, for food or play, came to the mariners hello. One night my crewman full of spunk did think it would be funny to feed the unsuspecting bird with poisoned toast and honey. He laughed and jeered at dead of night. Quoth he, of it we'll not dread, for tonight I have saved us all. I killed the gull stone dead. Safe in a tropic bay with sunshine at my back, at anchor we did softly sway. With a belly full of pork and rum, I thought I'd have my say. And to his dumbstruck face said I, birds are harbingers of luck. It does no good to kill them all. So off this boat, please, fuck. Alone at last, I put the past and in my mind a message. I'll find a port, and all for sport, I'll kiss a heaving cleavage. Forsooth, and in sunny bay, the rum and samba flowed. I found a bar, a guiding star, and treasure there was stowed. Her name was Margarita. From heaven she was sent. She jumped my bones and sucked me dry of everything I spent. Day after day, night after night, no work for me, nor breath, nor motion. I lay as idle as a painted ship upon a painted ocean. She worked her nimble fingers fair, she worked her bosoms fairer. No mainmast of a fighting ship matched mine for being harder. Days went by, and so the weeks, and never did I shrink. Water, water everywhere, but rum it was to drink. Yet God in heaven will not be mocked. He knows all and sees those for who herring gull care, and those who him displease. I was not that man. It was not me who fed the bird the honey. God did not care, so to me he said, give to me the money. God works in mysterious ways his orders to perform. He called upon that dark-haired maid to avenge the avian crime. Ah, well a day, what evil comes, had I from one so young? Instead of the cross, an albatross about my neck was hung. The bird of which I now do speak does not the oceans fly. It comes in form of dark betrayal. It comes in form of lie. Stunned at that soft and dreadful word, at this the Cornish bar did creak. Go on, saith I have not yet heard your tale of woe, so speak. But 'twas not doing, while Spingo glass lay bare, so I ordered another two, and then another two to spare. It was a dark and stormy night again, it always is, I swear. Early home I came one night, and saw her buttocks bare. Her back to me, her buttocks rose, rhythmically and true, upon the mainmast of a man-o'-war, whose cannon roared, I knew. Her boat came closer to his ship, but I nor spake nor stirred. Her boat came close atop his ship, and I her throaty love voice heard. Stunned by that loud and dreadful sound, which sky and ocean smote, like one that has 7 days drowned, my body lay afloat. But swift dreams myself I found within another boat. I vowed that day to sail away to lands where no man stands, to watch a maiden dark give quite so readily to another bastard's hands. And yet, it is the world that gives as it doth take. I'll find another harbour safe, my rum-soaked thirst to slake. My money's gone, and with it pride, and yet my shame will pass. But if I catch my crewmate at the ebb, I'll shove a seagull up his ass. What loud uproar burst in the door, the Spingo drinkers gather. In the snug and in the garden a wedding party linger. And hark the little church bell, which biddeth us to prayer. Fuck that, my friend. This soul hath been alone on a wide, wide sea. So lonely 'twas that God himself said fuck you to me. Oh, sweeter than a marriage feast, 'tis sweeter far to me to sit in the Blue Anchor's bar with rum and company. The mariner's eyes did glaze, and memory it flickers. There's a maiden fair in Falmouth town, his mind is in her knickers. A fair wind blows and a foul wind too, vagaries, chance, and it's long established folklore now. Don't mix gold and tits. The mariner whose eye is bright, whose beard with age is hoar, is gone. And now I look to the bar and turn towards the door. I walked like one that hath been stunned, and is of sense forlorn. A sadder and a wiser man I rose the morrow morn.